Viewers and subscribers, you're welcome back again on this platform where we tell you undiluted truth. Let me quickly bring to bear what Osita Chidoka said, which we have been saying over the years, but for the fact it's coming from one of the bourgeois or political class like Chidoka. You need to hear it again.
Once every society suffers a elite secession, it's not peculiar to Nigeria. What you find is elites that are not, basically connected. So when the federal government colleges were working, the students of commissioners, permanent secretaries, ministers were in federal government colleges. When the universities were working, the children of the elites were in the universities. Once they pulled their children after the university, after they've diverted the money for other projects, then they took their children to private schools. Then they took their children abroad. So now our children are not in Nigeria, are not in school with the normal people. So we don't have any incentive to push for reforms in those places. When I was Minister of Aviation, my daughter was at Federal Queen's College, Lagos. So every time we came to council, I was the major spokesperson for funding for federal government colleges. Everywhere in the world, people try to elect middle-class people to leadership, not rich people, because they don't feel the pain. They are in private jets. So the first thing they think about is how to buy more luxurious jets, because they don't live with the normal people. They have been for many years outside of how people suffer to pay school fees, how people suffer to start business with 200,000. They don't know it anymore. So it is important as a nation that we return to that process where middle-class people can come to leadership, people who feel the need for society to work for them, because the current leadership we have don't feel any need for that.
Right. Good. Have you not heard us say this thing? Is it not what we've been pushing for in this country? Have you even heard me say that the reason our educational system has been bastardized is because they have taken all their children abroad to study? The same with healthcare facilities. They're all traveling abroad and have medical insurance abroad. All your bourgeois, not just the political class. That is why they are not concerned about the situation. What even about security, which is the matter of any survival of any society? Tell me. They are going about with motorcade of security details. If they are moving like this, even people like Chidoka, if they are moving like this, you will see armored personnel in their convoy, or they can jaga, because they don't feel and have the touch of insecurity. When they are driving on the pothole ridiculed roads, they don't feel the impact there because they are riding on SUVs. That is why he said it, and I agreed with him. When political class, the bourgeois, when they have seceded from the society, there is nothing good you can expect from that society anymore. And him talking about the middle class, I want to let him know or remind him that there is no middle class again in Nigeria. It's either you are super rich or super poor, struggling. Either you are at the upper end or the lower end of super rich, or you are at the lower end or upper end of super poor. There is no longer being middle class in Nigeria. So when we now talk about, hey, let us not vote these super rich into government, when they are going to government, they don't feel the pulse of the people. Even those who are super poor, give them the opportunity. You will understand why I keep asking between Nigerians and Nigerians who was passed. Everybody is waiting for his own opportunity to steal. In fact, even the suffering Nigerians will even steal more than the rich Nigerians because of their mentality. So it is about mentality, not just about status. Because both the rich and the poor, they have the same mentality. You have an opportunity to steal public funds to stupor. Accumulate primitive wealth that you don't need. African man mentality. Instead of to fix road so that everybody will have access to it. Instead of to standardize education so that both the rich and the poor can attend that quality education. And if you choose to go to private school, it is your business. But everyone has access to quality education, to quality health. Security situation is top-notch. So you don't need to be carrying motorcades of security details. Because you need to steal a lot of money to maintain that. You need to steal a lot of money to send your children abroad. You need to steal a lot of money to take your children or your family or yourself for medical insurance abroad. And that is why corruption and impunity will never stop in Nigeria. It can never stop. You're deceiving yourself if the public utilities are not fixed. Now the question is, who will bail the cat? Who will now bail the cat? I know many of you are asking me this question. I can tell you there are people, although many people don't believe in people like us, exist. And when people are even suspecting me, even up to today, nah, can if I carry this boy, you'll be, can if I make, nah, this thing that this guy is saying, even the people that are close to me, close to our team, I've had some of them who come back, very wonderful persons, personnels. They will keep asking, nah, if you need a cook, they immediately, but thank God when they go with us, like in occasion, I say in our own ideology, another abego na GGM. Oh, I attended somebody, one of our partners, and hey, I attended her child's wedding. You know, wonderful people. When they come back, these are even the ones that even have the courage. Yeah, it takes courage to associate with us, because people see us as outcasts. Security threat for you to be going about this kind of people. But these ones that have courage to say, oh, you come back home, they'll call you, come and see us, come and interact with us, so that they will have this interaction and personal. You know, some of you does that, but majority, it is when you've come and gone, you will now call me and say, nah, but I'm 3 months. Well, what I'm saying is that when I went to that wedding, wonderful wedding, I say, hey, nego, get an envelope. It is an ideological thing. I don't need anybody's approval to live an exemplary life. The same way when we get to traffic, we will maintain traffic.
So, I mentioned.
But people now drive through. This is the kind of madness I know. Because also government will have problems, but the people themselves. And when traffic, you obey traffic rule. Now, this one is in over it. Not very stupid. But at least when I say all they check our culture green, also. Our people do. One of them looked at me and said, so you people are mean, even when other people are passing. It is an ideological thing. It must start from me. It must start from you. If there is any hope for us to. And there are people like this. All we are trying to do is to gather ourselves together under GGM ideologically driven platform, so that we can now start impacting on other people. If Jesus Christ with 12 disciples could cause this kind of revolution around the world 2,000 years after their existence, there is hope that we, no matter how small we are, we can ignite a revolution that can free our people from bad governance. And that is where I stand. And that is what I want to live and die for. I just hope you will understand this message. Identify with GGM. Be part of what we are doing. It doesn't take you anything to be a good governance ambassador, to speak out when things are wrong, to start living that life, that exemplary life, so that it can reflect in our society. I just hope if our people who goes to church or religious gathering implements or applies what they are being taught in those places, 10% of it, I can tell you our society will be better. So that is what we are trying to do. So you understand that there is hope for good governance. But it starts from me and you. What is your take on this? We'll continue pushing. And somebody will say, okay, squad them at the to vote. I got to really vote. Because since people have been going on the road and having accidents, planes have been crashing, people are still traveling both on the air and on the roads. So we cannot stop because the system is bad. We'll continue engaging it until we capture it. Be part of this revolution, my people. It is possible. I still remain associated Peters, the visionary leader of GGM, the advocate for good governance. What's your take? Let's have it on the comment section. And let me know if it is possible to win this battle for good governance. Bye-bye for now. GGM, uniting the people for good governance.